good morning, good morning, good morning. Daddy Chris here from Srtv desk in London, and this is the weekly bulletin. This is how we summarize. This is where we summarize. We bring to you all that has happened within the week. Till now, it's been a very eventful week. You agree with me? A lot has happened. We now know that the situation in Nukwama is still ongoing. Unfortunately, we'll bring that a little bit to you on that. And what happened to the issue of budget padding? Thanks to only one of our dear solicitor, barrister, of course, Falana has also raised that issue up again in yesterday's Guardian, asking us what is happening. President of the Senate, Akpabio, if you don't do something about it, we're going to do something about it. Well, that is some of the things that I can remember from last week, and I'm sure my guests have a lot to say. But today is packed full again, full to the neck. I just took a look and I saw one thing from Edo State. It's like they're about to prosecute their governor, their deputy governor. I gave that guy a parable. I said, may God give you the spirit to accept that which you cannot change. Well, a lot has happened and a lot is still happening. The president was 72 years old yesterday. Well, I don't know whether nobody's talking about the age of the president anymore. A lot of controversy about the man's age before he came to office. Now he's 72. Is Tinubu really 72 years old? Nobody actually said that. All we did was celebrated that. But anyway, all that concerned me yesterday was that to see the share of shame, how the Nigerian newspaper celebrated the work of one security agent who is benefiting from the offending situation in the Niger Delta, one Tompolo, who celebrated the president yesterday. In fact, all the newspaper yesterday was about Tompolo. Congratulations, Tompolo, not congratulations to the president. Anyway, I'm here again. My name is Daddy Chris, and my guests are ready. I can see Abuja steady, ready. Whoa, guests, what is going on in Abuja? I like the way you guys do.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
How are you guys doing?
We are fine, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, Abuja is hot.
Yeah.
Abuja, what I would say is that Abuja needs more attention from Wike. We need transport buses around town because there are so many private vehicles, and some of these vehicles, as we know, are one chance or criminals, kidnappers, as we put them. It's endangering the lives of citizens here. So we need Wike to look into having government buses that would make movement around town easy.
Well, that's a good one. But I don't know whether Wike even has the concentration of Abuja or is still in his state trying to bust the governor there. People are talking, this is about what we're talking about. Wike is not serious. I don't think he's the kind of person who can call upon. Well, what we can say is we're still going to thank him. We're still going to beg him to do his job. Otherwise, Wike, I think, is actually busy solving his problem back home.
In Port Harcourt. I think he's more concentrated in Port Harcourt, the Godfather stuff. I think that is the problem. If not, compared to some things he did in Obiapo and Port Harcourt, I've not seen him doing anything in Abuja. It's just been a lot of talks up and down. I will do this, but he has not done anything so far. Because if you ask me, Abuja has remained the same. Just I think that time he just came new when they started driving people selling on the road. I think that was the first action they took. They had to chase away road sellers. I think they are back again because the reason they chased them away, nothing has been done. I think they said they want to fix the roads and all of that, but they're not done anything. So they are still back selling on the road. So for me, he has not done anything. Maybe for now, he has not paid full attention to Abuja. I think he has a lot to do in Rivers State, and it's really affecting his job here in Abuja.
Yeah. You know, there's a saying from my place. I don't know if I should say it in Tiv and then interpret it. But
yes,
let me go say
say it in your language and then interpret it. Okay. I'm going to bring some discussion today. Go on.
Okay. They say ikiaka to a pasahu, meaning that if a monkey jumps from a tree to move to the next tree, it leaves the leaves. You cannot hold on to the leaf on this tree and land on another tree.
Agree.
Yes. So if Wike has jumped from rivers, he should jump from the tree and stop holding on to the leaves. Because
that's what all the governors do. That's what all of them do. You understand? they
that
do that.
he believes that you get a lot of money from Rivers compared to Abuja. You understand that he being in Abuja, I think his major aim is not because he just wants to be the minister of Abuja. He has another thing he's driving at. So maybe just holding that position as minister of FCT, you understand, to be whiling away time. But for now, biggest interest is in Rivers State because let's be sincere, he will get more money, you understand, in Rivers State compared to here in FCT. And that's just the truth. And it's affecting what he's doing.
No, Wike is not a poor man. They are not poor. All the governors is what they do.
But
I
people
don't
are
think this is
satisfied.
restricted to Wike now. Eh?
Are people ever satisfied? Even Blessing here will tell you that money is never enough. If I have money, I'll make more money. I want to make more money. She said it. So money is never enough for people. They want to make more money. Even your president is not a broke man. He has money, right? But he still needs more money. He's still chasing more money. But that is life, and that is how it is.
I agree with you. I don't know when we're going to use the money, though. That's the painful thing, because most of us will die leaving the money. I want to bring a discussion to this topic, to this weekly bulletin. It's a side discussion I want to discuss, and it's about the kind of how. Let's take a look at Princess, because it's about how I see you people glowing this morning. How are you, Princess?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir.
What kind of this your dress? You won't fly enter the aeroplane, no? You look nice. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning, sir.
Morning. With the heat in Delta State, you can't have the time to be dressing like this. Are you for not mourning? First, you're not mourning Jesus. You should be mourning the Kwama people. And yet you came out like this. There's God, though. Anyway, that is typical woman. She always want to look good. So how it is in Delta State?
Well, we only do this on TV, sir.
All right. Okay. That's fair enough. One thing I want to say is, Okwama, you surrender your king to the, was first he said his king surrendered himself to the police. Now he's been transferred to Abuja to answer to the military. How far is that true?
Yes, sir. It has been transferred to Abuja, flown to Abuja for questioning and all that. Even though he's insisting that is not involved in the killings, but regardless, he has been of course, he was among the eight people the federal government declared wanted some
The
days
military
ago.
declared wanted. It's not the federal government, because it's wrong.
It's
It's the
it's,
military that
it's
declared him wanted.
No, sir, it's the government. I want you to follow that news carefully.
Okay.
Because Buhari already gave a word, and the military will have no choice but
Tinubu.
to follow that order.
Okay,
And
Tinubu.
so the military is the government as well, because they take orders from Buhari as well. So he has been flown
Why are you
into
forgetting?
Abuja.
Why are you forgetting that we have a new president called Tinubu? Why is he calling Buhari?
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon, Tinubu.
Yes.
Yes, Tinubu has been on this very issue, and we know that he has said that whatever the military needs to do to bring the culprit to justice should be done, regardless of who is involved. And I think that is the path the military actually touring for days now. Even though we saw other community, I heard from somebody else that said other communities as well have been in siege. The military are still there, that they are still ransacking, looking for people and all that. So in all, the king has been flown to Abuja as of yesterday for more questioning over there.
Well, we hope justice will take its course. It's one thing to surrender yourself. If you surrender yourself to authority and there's justice, it's not a problem. I see nothing wrong with the king actually doing the right thing, because if he'll be running, then he'll be running because he's guilty. Now he knows he's not guilty, he has surrendered himself, which is the right thing to do. But now let us hope that there will be justice for the king. I hope that the people in the area
Fair hearing, not justice, sir. Fair hearing. That is, if he's not involved, let there be fair hearing. Because we live in a
because
country where most of the time they will kill innocent before they will actually get to the culprit. And so we're
yes,
familiar with cases like that. So what we're saying is that in as much as you're pointing and accusing fingers on these people, it's okay to do that. But it's another thing that is will be okay is for a proper investigation, fair hearing, judgment, of course, before you try to crucify these people.
I agree. And I hope that the government will do that. Well, don't forget that the civil authorities, the civil society should do something about this, because we're not going to get justice from government. Government needs to be held accountable sometimes. We don't have opposition, but in case of human rights abuse of this nature, is the civil society we rely upon. Not even the opposition, the civil society. And that is where we expect the Nigerian civil society, the people like Falana who has done its own bit. These are two pressing issues: the Okwama issue and the Falana and the Nige. These are two important issues where we want to have justice, and it is important that the civil society hold the government accountable. And I hope they're doing their thing. Do you know of any NGO doing the right thing at the moment, Princess?
As regarding the killings,
Yes.
no,
Because
I've
like
not
everybody
seen.
in mute.
Yes, I've not seen, but we recall that Serap also did say whatever the military choose to do, they should know that the lives of the innocent also matters. You cannot shut down a full community over a group of people that actually did these killings, and so they actually urge the military to tread with caution. And as well, we've been seeing individuals, groups here in activists of some other smaller groups here in Delta State also, we've been appealing to the military that innocent people are involved, and so they
I
should
was coming
actually
to
tread.
ask you, Princess. I was going to ask you, what about the welfare of the ordinary people? It's one thing, even sometimes they're equal to dead alive. If they're still in the bush, no water, no food, no shelter, where are they? What is going on? Is the community back to normal, or the community is going to be in siege forever? What is the government saying?
So as we speak right now, the people are still displaced. They are still running away. Of course, you don't expect them to come around with the presence of the military still around, even though they say maybe the government says, okay, go everywhere is calm now, like the governor did say. But we as a human being, the fear of the unknown is something we have to be worried about. And me personally, I wouldn't want to go to such place as well, telling me, oh, it's okay to go there, you can go, nothing, every the issue has been resolved, or okay, now they declare this amount of people wanted, that means others are actually free. But I saw this morning a guy called me that their community also is under siege. The military are there also trying to uncover some other things, saying there are other people there they need to still get across to. I mean, people hiding in that community. And so you can see that even though the tension has actually died down to an extent, there's still, people are still nervous, people are still very afraid. You don't know what you will meet as you're going in there. Anything could happen. And don't forget also that the military did deny a reprisal attack. So even if anything happened at this point, the military might still tell you, we are not responsible, we are not involved. So who do you hold responsible? And so I think that is another worry we have here, the fear of the unknown as well. That the indigents, they are getting very worried, getting scared of going back home and all that, even though there is nothing to go back to because the community is not a shadow of itself. But there's this sense of belonging, sense of when you are around your place, even though there is no house, knowing that this is my land, it gives some kind of relief as well. But as we speak right now, a lot of people are still displaced, some are still in the forest. Of course, we know that a lot of people would have died there, so lack of food, water, medications and all that, and even shelter. It has been raining, the sun is scorching, and so a lot of them also would have died there. And don't forget also that other communities are actually denying them access to their own community, the fear of the Nigerian military. So that's the situation here, sir.
Yeah, it's shameful. And we'll keep watching it. I hope we have any guests. We have somebody to actually give us
We have a
an
guest coming in this morning. I sent to you already, activist Kelvin will be
yes.
joining us. He's one of the people that has been on top of this issue here in Delta State. So I believe he's going to give us more updates as regarding the issue.
All right. I was thinking we're going to have a dot this morning. I know adding a dot, we want to have a dot. We are no more in weekly bulletin, so a dot might need to change their background. All right, change your background before you join us, Edo. Thank you. Anyway, where we are is this is unfortunate, but it's still Easter period. It's celebration period. I know you guys are all Christians. You've been enjoying the Easter. I know you're waiting for Monday. Is it Monday or Sunday that you're going to eat the fat Easter rice and the chicken and everything? Because you
Sunday,
Sunday.
Monday, eh?
Sunday.
But it's Sunday that actually we celebrate. It's Monday is just a holiday, right?
Yeah, and Monday is Easter Monday. Yeah.
So yeah, so I expect that we're going to have a lot going on during the Easter break, but let's quickly take a look at some of the things happening in our dailies. I wanted to hear from Edo State, but they are not ready yet. I know, so we're going to be off and back. So let's quickly run through some of the dailies and then come back to important issues disturbing us. So let's take a look. Where are we again? You want to punch it or what?
I see you at the punch.
All right.
The big headline says Easter, please NSCDC beef up security in worship recreation centers. CPS direct commanders to deploy personnel in strategic locations. DSS asks citizens to be vigilant. President urges religious leaders not to curse nation. Governors calls for prayers. And you can find the story on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. And there's a story that says, I am committed to Tinubu's success, says Buhari. And that story is on page 3 of the Punch newspaper. New capital base, 26 banks to shop for 4 trillion naira. And that's on page 4 and 8 of the Punch newspaper. And here there's a story that says, people mock me for marrying physically challenged man. Lagos-based clerical worker. And that story is on page 14 of the Punch newspaper. And there's a story that says, single mothers relieve battle with hardship, discrimination in search of love. And you can find that story on page 22 and 23 of the Punch newspaper. And this is coming from the entertainment. How Bobrisky Award turned Nollywood stars apart. And that's on page 17 of the Punch newspaper. Okay, there's also this story that says, meet entertainers who flaunt big boobs with pride. And you can find that story on page 16 of the Punch newspapers. And these are all the stories you have this morning on the Punch.
This Easter period, now that they celebrate
Only Saturday.
In fact, is it the Easter celebration for us in Nigeria?
Only Saturday.
I want to let this story out because first is Bobrisky.
The thing is that they said the Bobrisky Award turn Nollywood stars apart. It's not Nollywood stars. This is Bobrisky versus Portable. I don't know if you know. Bobrisky versus
No, Mary, I beg to be corrected. That is not correct. It's actually turning the industry apart. So
Yes,
get your facts.
that's true.
We're talking about all the old. Forget Portable first. Portable is not even the issue. A lot of people started this cry before Portable actually came into the picture. So we already know that. We already know Portable for who Portable is. But before that time, we had the likes of Tony Ayimako, Dario, a lot of Bookie White, a lot of, especially the Yoruba actresses coming and seeing this as a slap on their faces. Not just their faces, but every woman in this country. You cannot give an award to a transgender or a female. A she may or a he or a she. I don't know where she actually belongs or he belongs. At this point, where you have women around, when you have women around, we have a lot. We have Joe was there. You could see her magnificent outfit. A lot of people went to that event, and then all you could do just to for one stunt or the other.
Now, is Nigeria really divided? Anyway, I do know that we're all Christians and Muslims, so this is really not one of those things we celebrate. And I'm worried. I'm deeply concerned because I'm not worried that whatever somebody chooses to do, I'm not too much of an anti-gay, but I don't think it's something we do in Nigeria. But my thing is how we accept every new thing as if it is okay. We just accept things, you understand, because the word said we should. So we have no say of our own. So if the West say we should all practice gayism, we should not all turn to gay. All right. If it is not in our culture to practice it, we will tell them it's not in our culture. It's nothing wrong. You can practice it in your country, in your culture, but it's not part of us. Must we practice it? You know, this morning, the issue I wanted to discuss with you guys is, have you seen primary schools and secondary schools in Nigeria? The only uniform we wear is Oyibo own. Don't we have our own traditional uniform to give to our children to wear to school? Later we blame them for not wearing our uniform, our clothes, because we have been taught that the only thing, you see the modern school now, they have tie like that decreased this morning. Schools in Nigeria, that's when you are correct. So I said the first thing is to teach the kids. My only concern is what message is Bobrisky sending to our daughters, our boys? Is this our culture? Have Nigerians embraced the culture of gayism? If it is, so be it. I'm not against it. I don't know what to say here.
But sir, even if they choose to embrace it, I just feel like it's not right when you have capable women, women of standard in an event, and the next thing you are announcing Bobrisky as the best female dresser of that event. I think it's actually a slap on our faces and something that should be corrected. Yes, it's something that should be corrected.
Women talking about this, so it's not us, because I don't understand it. I said to people, I don't understand even where this guy is coming from.
But the good thing is that Portable has been fighting for you people to drag him back into brotherhood. So we'll see how that
goes. Him direct, you understand? And they were exchanging words, they were insulting themselves. You get it? I know that.
You see that even Femi Adebayo that actually announced that award. He has been having crisis with every female actress.
He was invited.
They are trying to change their words
to the station for questioning.
So it's not right. This is not actually the Western world where we can just do things and get away with it, right? A lot of actresses, we had the live, even Fina Big Brother. A lot of people actually Messi Aigbe, a lot of people actually turned out for that event. So you picking Bobrisky, probably they wanted to pull a stunt, They did it for a reason. I just said that it's for a reason, but whatever reason is not holding water, and we are not accepting it. Thank God the female celebrities are actually up on this, that they are very, very sad, and this should not be happening in industry such as Nollywood. So I think they will correct that, and moving forward, we're not going to see something like this, because tomorrow, how do you call the other popular one? Is it James Brown or what? We just went
Brown, Jay Boogie.
Yes, and you tell me that is the best female dresser. I think that is uncalled for. That's my sincere opinion, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that. We have our activist in the midst. Activist Kevin, welcome to Wake Up. We are now actually in Weekly Bulletin. We have you before. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, beautiful women. Good morning from this side.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I know. We're just quickly going to go back to the issue we're discussing with you. We had this concerning, we're talking about the women doing their thing and giving the food of the children to the dogs. That's how I call it. Even Jesus was against that. You understand? But if that is what the women so agree, I'm happy they are saying no to that. But Kevin, let us not, because I have you, I don't know how long you have with us, so I'm just going to try and look into the issue of Delta State with you quickly. The king has been transferred to Abuja, and I'm wondering what, government don't understand justice. You understand? We hold government accountable for what they do. What modalities have the civil society put in place to ensure that there's justice for this man? It's a royal man, it's a royal father, and it's an insult to the whole community to carry their king. You understand? Sometimes governors, they say, have diplomatic immunity. A king have a bigger diplomatic immunity than a governor. For a king to be thrown away, it's like you've taken the people away. This is what happened. Let me give you a little bit history back to what happened in Benin. That's what happened in Benin. When they deported Obaverami to Calabar, the British came and said, oh, now that your king is no more, let us give you another king. The people said no. Benin people said no. That as long as their king is still alive, they can have another king. So that delayed the formation of Nigeria for a long time. And I know history will not tell us the truth. It was the day that Obaverami died Who knows whether they killed him? They won't tell us the truth. Eventually, they told us the man died in Calabar in 1914. That was the year they merged Nigeria. That because the Benin people were able to stand and say, no, we respect our king. It's somebody, it's not political thing, it's our own king. But today, a king in our nation, Urobo nation, has been transferred to Abuja to face justice. It's disturbing, sir. All right. Maybe my submission is just going to end when... Okay, Kevin, I don't know why you heard me right. Did you get all I said, Kevin?
No, I didn't get all you said, sir. Just I think the network wasn't fair.
Okay, yes.
No?
Yes, I was just saying that I gave the story of the Obaveramin of Benin. How the Benin people stood and said, hey, as long as our king is still alive, we won't have another king. Our king is the one you take away, bring him back. So that delayed the formation of Nigeria. I want that history to be clear. Nigeria could not be formed. They could not amalgamate the west, the north, and the south because Obaveramin was not there. Until they managed to kill him, or they said he died. That's when they formed Nigeria. That's when Nigeria amalgamated the north and the south. Today, a king in an Urobo land has been deported. I put the word because he's been expelled from his land. As if that is not enough, he's now been deported to Abuja to face questioning. The man has cried. He came out openly and said, I am not guilty. I don't know what you're talking about. They made him, reduce him to the level of coming a king. Reduce him to the level of bringing him to it before the police for committing what? Meanwhile, our governors have diplomatic immunity. A king that is ordained, which is supposed to be the culture of the people, has been thrown to the police and now to, I don't know what to do anymore. The network, when I want to finish the network, will run away. Anyway, let's keep it out. Anyway, young ladies, you hear what we're saying. A king is been that. I think we'll solve that issue with Kevin. Before they come on the show, let us look at the Bobrisky. And for me, there's another good story here. Look at this one. These two women at the top there, meet entertainers who flaunt.
Sir,
with pride.
Is this what we have to celebrate for
don't
Easter?
want to call what is there. They said flaunt big boobs with pride. I don't understand. I just said flaunt with pride. Okay. Now, this punch today, I don't understand. Like when I saw the Bobrisky story, it's actually a very serious matter,
Sure,
and I'm happy that it's here. But this one by the top right,
I really don't know the importance of the story.
Maybe because it's Saturday, it's entertainment, it's Saturday fun. So let's take it as Saturday fun. But I just wonder what the message is sending to our daughters. It's disturbing. You know, it's very disturbing.
Like, what is this? What are we supposed to take from this now?
Like Punch is entertaining us. It's Saturday and it's Easter Saturday. So why not?
So on the Easter Saturday, there's no
Holy Saturday.
On a Holy Saturday, all we have
that is the language. Holy Saturday. First, you display the image. You tell us how we Nigerians have reduced to celebrating. And now you have two big women flaunting their big boobs. That is what we have to celebrate. Happy Easter Saturday to Punch. We must be clapping for Punch. Hey, Edo, welcome to the show. How are you? For some reason,
Hi, sir.
Can you hear us, Edo?
Very clearly, sir.
You can hear. Very good. So you're welcome to Weekly Bulletin. I know what I'm doing is I'm taking advantage of who I can see. Activist Kevin is going to join us shortly. But let's stay with you, Edo. What are you people doing? You people want to really prosecute your ex-governor. Is that what you are bent to do in Edo State? The man must go to prison because he contested? Because that is all I can see. What offense has the man committed that has not been committed before?
Well, for me, it's unnecessary. It's not necessary. We don't. That man does not need to push things to that point of trying to, that the ex-governor in question really tried his best in his own time. So, for me, they should just let everything lie low.
So, so you're not supporting I call it the prosecution of the deputy governor. Are you? Oh, he has
I'm
eaten the
not. I
forbidden
just
fruit.
everything
He
should
should
just
pay.
go peacefully. And
Yes.
no, not really. He should. I think for me, Obaseki should just allow his tenure to end in peace. Should just try and manage,
The
everybody
situation.
until
Yeah.
his tenure comes or his
But
tenure wraps up. Yeah,
Obaseki seems to have no choice.
peace
The
should just
deputy
reign.
governor
That's just my opinion.
descended
Peace should just
the
reign.
PDP office and demand for his certificate of return. So what do you do with such a man? When you went and conduct your own election, and now you come in out and say, "Hey, give me my certificate of return. I've won." And what do? We have to put you. We have to deal with you. So that is not how they do things. Eh? I think that is the Obaseki position. Eh? Listen, we're coming to Edo State. We're going to handle Edo matter on a special day because what is going on there, I am supporting Deputy Governor for some reason. I think he's trying to step on the wrong toes and they're punishing him. My own take is I'm not part of that kind of justice. If the man has done something wrong, he must have been doing something wrong all this while. Why is it now that he just want to run for this that you want to remove him? So tell us why you're removing him. You're removing him
Because he was doing it to your side. He didn't do anything. Yeah.
So that's the part I want to do. Anyway, we have activist Kevin back. I really want to finish this issue with Kevin. Princess, you are back. Good. Yes, Kevin.
Very well.
We're talking. I'm happy a Benin man is in the cycle with us. So I was trying to say that years back when Obavirami was deported to Calabar, the Benin people refused to give in, and for that, Nigeria was on standstill. There was no Nigeria. They couldn't merge Nigeria. Today, a king has been deported to Abuja. History will have it that there's a time in our time that our king was deported to Abuja and we did nothing. One, I'm asking, what is the Robo people doing about this? It's not an ordinary person, it's a king. And number two, what is the civil society doing about it?
Yes, thank you very much. You see, Nigeria is gradually becoming shifting into a state of anarchy, a country where the rule of law seems not to be sacrosanct, where there seems to be an arbitrary of power by one office against the other. Now, the Defense HQ declared him wanted. He turned himself in, leaving his pride and all of that to the police. It ought to be within the purview of the police to investigate such matters. The military, like I said in our previous broadcast, that the military cannot investigate their own matter. Hence, their emotions, their sentiment take center stage of their investigation activities. Let the police, or perhaps the DSS, or a joint or a joint investigative panel be inaugurated to investigate the whole processes. Now, if declare the king wanted, they should understand that our region has been relatively peaceful. We'll be having unrest in the northeast, unrest in the southeast, unrest in some part of the southwest, but the southwest has been very relatively peaceful. So we want them to understand that this peace is because all stakeholders have decided to say, okay, let's turn off from violence and embrace peace. The government must at this time understand that detaining a king, if he has committed a crime, nobody has the monopoly of violence. If he has committed a crime, he will face it. Being a king does not give one immunity to commit crime. But if he has not committed any crime and is being held unjustly, it will lead to a revolt from the people of the region, and it will not go down well in history. Hence, we are calling on the presidency, the governor of that state, the Defense HQ, to, as a matter of urgency, hand over the king back to the police for them to conduct an uninterrupted investigation on him. If he's culpable, let him answer for his crime. If he's not, he should be granted bail immediately. And it should not be subject to any kind of injustice or unruly behavior or handling him like a commoner in their custody. So the CSO will be making a statement in the coming days to understand why the Delta State Police Command had to hand over a king who turned himself in to the military to be carried to Abuja. We are watching the body language, we are waiting, and by Tuesday, we'll give our statement on that, sir.
Thank you very much. We'll be happy to hear that because it's disturbing. Like you rightly said, he's not an ordinary citizen. He's a king ordained by the people. We say a king is always ordained by God. That's how we believe. And if you take our king, you've taken us. And it's an insult to a particular set of people. I assume that our king should have diplomatic immunity. If you hold somebody with the diplomatic immunity accountable, if you accuse him of anything, the justice have to be open, not a closed door justice. You know, we want to know what he has done. We want to see the evidence. What the man said last time when they were doing the election, they were leaking tape of conversation. We want to have those conversations so we know what he has done before you're going to put it. Because if you tell us he's guilty tomorrow, how do we know? Now, like you rightly said, it's been handed over to the military. I don't understand what kind of justice military will give to a man in this critical time when one of their own, 17 military men has been killed. You think they're going to take it lightly? It's disturbing. It's very disturbing. Anyway, I'm happy you guys will wait for your statement. We're going to, I always say, let us call her sometimes. We don't want to invite international community into what we do. But at a point like this, Nigeria begins to invite them in because I seem to have no choice but begin to talk to people about what is happening in my country. But this is not the kind of issue I want to present at the moment. But if that be the case, we have to be talking to them. But I think we can solve our problem. Yes, I think we can solve our problem. You know, we should come out and say, no. In fact, I know it's risky. People cannot even protest. You can't come out and protest and say, bring our king back. But these are things we'll expect. So they don't think they can just throw the man away and throw him as it is now. Well,
no, it will get to that point when the people, when they wait for their king a day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they've not heard from their king, and you don't allow people access to him to know about his welfare, what he has done, hand him over to the police or DSS for prosecution. The military does not prosecute. They are for external aggression. They have to defend our territorial boundaries. They are not trained for civil matters. They are not trained to investigate matters in this regard. If he has done anything wrong, if there's a fact against him, he will face the full weight of the law. Yes. But it should not be unjust accused that he has committed a crime because of maybe some I quote, some high and mighty who want to drag the king into their dirty dealings or by way of maiming. He who alleged must prove, not just a proof, but beyond reasonable doubt.
Thank you.
If you say Activist Kevin did this thing, you must come up with your facts and figures to be exact at that point, and it must be coherent to my lordship to say of the truth, he has done this and is found culpable and is guilty as charged. Until that is done, the king is innocent and is treated like a king.
Yes, and I
not
think
seen
the story of bail in Nigeria. Yes, the issue of bail in Nigeria is
in the northeast. We've seen how soldiers have been ambushed and killed. Our brats have been burnt down. Our forces have been destroyed. None of the northern monarchs have been arrested or taken to defense rescue. When each time they say they know those sponsoring bandits and criminals, but they've not gone to arrest any of this monarch to be tried in court or for questioning. But when it comes to issue of the South, we see all the strength, all the veins being pulled out.
See, government president making strong statement. Princess, you remember one of these men in the north who is always negotiating with the terrorists. He has not been arrested.
Gumi goes and make reckless statements. He was even invited. He came out. He was bragging about it. He told the military what to do as regarding the security agencies to do as regarding insecurity. There is no cause for alarm. This is somebody in a sane country that is supposed to be behind the bars. But like I know that
at some point his utterances are even threatening to military formations. Gumi made some utterances that are even threatening to national security and national integrity, and he has not been arrested or detained. But a king who turned himself to the police that I saw my name on the dailies that declared wanted by the army. I've come here to say, okay, this is me. What are the issues before me? Let me respond to them.
Now they transfer him where we know that the people they transfer to Abuja, they have history of keeping them there for years. You know what happened to Kanu? Kanu is still in prison. The court is even saying release
Very
Kano.
well.
The government is saying no. What kind of national security do we have with Kano? What is this king gonna do? He's gonna kill more soldiers? Is that the reason?
And
Go.
even the yeah, the kinds of the leader of the Shiite group, up till now he's been head with the wife, even regardless of their health issues, and that of Kanu and a lot of others as well. We know that Igodo or Igalo was released because Tinubu, the moment Tinubu went into power, that was the first thing he did. The man was released. He went to Germany to unite with his family. But of course, these people apparently have no one to speak for them, and they will be there for a long time.
So now Yoruba people are not playing the game here.
Yes,
Yes, because there were two people. Buhari was
yes,
after Igalo, the Sunday, and this and Kano. Kano is still
Kanu.
there,
Yes,
but the
and we
man is
see that
now enjoying with
Sunday
his
has
wife,
been
and he has so
released,
many
and
wives
even
now.
flew. They even flew him out of the country to unite with his family in Germany. But up to now, even with Kanu's health deteriorating, like he said, nothing is being done. They keep alleged. I said it the other day on the show. If you say somebody did something wrong, then try them and whatever you have, give your judgment. Let them, if they are facing a J term, we know that they are facing a J term. Today you are adjourn, tomorrow you are adjourn, something stay the judgment. I think Nigeria was supposed to have grown past that level in our judiciary system. The judiciary is my problem. And now that is why I said that when a judiciary arm of government, and then we have the executive and the legislature being, party friends and all that, that is what you tend to get at the end of the day: injustice. And now what we're saying is that the man, the king that has been flown to Abuja might be innocent or not, but whatever it is, there should be fair hearing, not just keeping him there, assuming he did it without strong evidence, towards him. Because a lot of people already, I know what we're saying here, what people are saying here. This is something that you hardly see in other parts of the country, so they feel like it's targeted at them here as a people. We're going to go into that discussion maybe later. I'll bring somebody here. Of course, it's not my match. You hear that people already saying it's targeted at them, like what Kevin is saying as well. And so we really urge the government to do what they're supposed to do, and especially security agencies. And I watched Bode George yesterday, and Bode George said something. He said he was on air yesterday, and he said that you cannot, a country as big as Nigeria, the way we're going, our the way the security system, the structure of our security is no longer holding water. And that, and of course, the kind of laws we have now, they need to be changed as regarding security. That as it stands now, state policing is the only way. These people, they know the tribe, they know the culture, they know everybody that lives in this house, in that house. And so you cannot a stranger cannot just come and take over. And that this is something that the government is supposed to do. You see that something is happening here, and then you go and bring somebody from the north to come and work on this issue. So, but the judge is of the opinion that a lot of these constitutions needs to be changed. It is high time you change them. They are not working; they are working against the people. And that was what somebody like Bode just said yesterday, that the security structure needs overhauling. Because as it stands, the all the security agencies put together, that they are not doing what they are supposed to do as agencies. And so the laws should be changed in a way that they will actually work well for the people. And the man said quite a lot. And so he's still saying state policing is the way to go. So if you look at our security institution, I think most time they are targeted at people. We also saw that analyst said it as well when Igalo did Sunday was freed. Now you just came and the next thing, this man was freed from nowhere, and then you still
Yeah,
have Kano locked down
yeah,
for months now without tangible reason. Give us the reason why you're locking him, and then let him face whatever he needs to face. Instead
exactly.
of going back and forth with this man, let's call it a day. And so I just think that the government, they know what to do. Maybe they don't want to do it. That's my opinion, sir.
Yes, and if you look at what Vanguard is saying here, I want to take a look at this. How soldier fell to suspected mercenaries oil buckle. You see, they shouldn't even go there. You understand? Who are the oil bunkering? These people are funny. Who is you understand? Oh, Tafolo is now protecting Nigerian oil from bunkering, right? He has never done bunkering before. All right, you guys insulting us. So, but okay, if the job of the soldier were to go there and fight those who were doing bunkering, it's only Okama people doing bunkering in Nigeria. Or in the area, it's Okama people. That's why they went there. Come on, some of these headlines are disturbing. I don't know whether you guys got the detail of that story, but I just don't understand this. Maybe it comes down to the same thing you were saying, Princess, that you bring in people who are not aware with the terrain to come and intervene into an issue that is local. They won't even know how to deal with it.
This is what I would do,
You know,
sir.
the
Anytime I'm passing through
painful part is this,
Port Harcourt Express, what I would do is that I'll try and record some footages that we can use on the news. There's something going on within the Ugeli to Ereni axis. There's a particular vast land there, empty land, that what they do is to set trucks, vehicles, people doing bunkering. The moment, Kevin, I don't know if you've seen the place before, but I've seen before where a food tanker was set ablaze. And what they do, these people, they give the people driving the lighter to throw the lighter. They will tell you, you have to do it yourself. You know, this is illegal. Why are you carrying it and all that? And let's not forget that we do have, now when you go from Ugeli, for instance, or Warri to Port Harcourt, you will see that at every, I don't know, I'm not a math student. I don't know how to calculate miles and all that. But quite often you see the Nigerian Civil Defense Agency at every town, every city, every village. They are mounted there. Sometimes the distance is not very far. What is their job? Their job is to cross-check these things, tankers, people carrying bunkering and all that. And how come they pass from that places to where, I heard some polo boys will come and they start setting them ablaze. And when I spoke to somebody about it, because I was actually passing one day and I saw a big tanker was on flame. And the guy was crying that they had to tell him to put the matches himself and all that. And the guy that carried me was telling me that what they do is that if you don't settle well, some polo boys will just come and they set it ablaze. But if you settle well, you are allowed to go. And so a lot of issues when we talk about Niger Delta, the oil bunkering, there's a lot we need to do here. It's just that it's something that will actually take time. If not, it's something I would have loved to do, do a report on. That the oil thing here is not the way we're seeing it. It's more than what we're seeing. There are cabals here. There are people, they are who and who as regarding Niger Delta, the oil, whatever they are doing here, even the military here posted here. We know they know what they are doing. The ordinary villagers, the ordinary citizens, they are just going about doing their thing. But we know who are the godfathers here.
Now you said it, Princess. The military are behind bunkering. I'm from Ogara, and I know that sometimes they are just there. They are the one. If you don't settle them, wait a minute. Let's be sincere. How can I use the word? I'm using Mary word now. Let's be sincere. That's how Mary always say. How on earth would somebody be able to do bunkering in a terrain like this, where what they did to us? They're taking in those days what we have was seaport. They're taking the seaport away and they gave us naval base. So if you get to my area now, all you see there is naval base. So you have this bulk of Navy people flooding the area. Yeah, there's bunkering. I know who's doing the bunkering. Is it my village people? Where's the money? And now the only people who have the capability to do bunkering are those they give the power to secure it. And I said, okay, they are solving themselves. Unfortunately, it's the innocent people today of Okwama that are actually suffering. Nobody is there saying it. I don't want this to happen in my community. That's why it is good to hear this. Okwama people are not suffering from what they have set up. First, you took our base. Seaport, we don't have. Sometimes before have a seaport, we don't have seaport anymore. It's been turned to naval base. What are the Navy people doing? They are the ones that have experience with water, right? If they cannot protect it, is it the private person that can protect it? Now, this is the result of what you've done. Government have it, find it convenient to give it to Tompolo. Yesterday, Tompolo was celebrating the president for getting 4 billion naira contract. Today, Okwama King is in prison. There's God, though. Do we belong to the same country? That's an issue for another day. Let's take a look at what the other people are saying. Because, it's still Easter celebration, and I'm worried that the way the women are now being celebrated in Nigeria is disturbing. Now we see the one flaunting 2 heavy boobs, So that is one way to go, right? God will save us. This is how we celebrate Easter now. Like I said, are we ever going to have our own? You see, I think the problem is, I don't know where to fight for anymore. Should we be fighting our own culture? The culture we have, the one we celebrated in those days. African women were respected. And the funniest thing, Princess, my worry is when you come to the UK, it's only black girls that goes naked like Oyibo. Arab kids will wear their hijab, and they tell you it's their culture, and they respect them. Quote me, Arab kids wear their hijab here. They come to my class sometimes, they wear the hijab. So what? You can't say anything, it's their culture, but you don't have a culture. So go to hell. That's what they're saying to you, black people. Because if you have a culture, you will wear your hijab, your African dress here. And we can't even wear it at home. So at home, that's what I said. Look at our schools. What is wrong if our kids begin to wear our nice sewed African dress to school? But no.
That is something I need to applaud the EPIs for. They are launching it today. And is it tomorrow today? Their first flight to London. And if you see the hair hostess, you see that they are wearing this Ishago, this Igbo people outfit with their cap. It's so beautiful. It's not the usual tie, not the usual shirt and tie stuff or suit. That is something I really love, and that's something I just when I saw the pictures.
Princess, you might eat pepper soup on that flight. You're not going to be giving somebody rotten food. You might eat it on the flight. You understand? When things is your own. I want to go into a flight and eat some serious fufu and sleep off. I don't want to be eating some junk which is going to make me peace. I'm an old man. So these are worries. And no, but until we accept our own and say to Babisky, Nigeria is not America. If you want to be gay, I always say go there. But it's not our culture, big boy. You understand? Go and practice it, I don't mind. But don't bring it here. We don't understand it. Maybe our children will understand. I remember we're in our village meeting in London, and somebody said we should talk about adopted kids to be part of our children. The man said, listen, our president said, listen, when we are gone, our children can do that. As far as it's concerned, it's not our culture. We don't, you understand? So many things should not be embraced now. Maybe our children will embrace it with time. But you know why it is our own is not going away? Because we couldn't hold on to one. We have nothing to hold on to as a people. And this is where this issue comes in. If we had hold on to a culture, and we now know that our kings are equal to your governor, better than your governor, because they've been reduced to nothing. That's why a king today is now facing justice for nothing. Maybe he has done nothing wrong. I don't know. Maybe he did something. But if it is so, he should be treated like a governor. Not like an ordinary person being thrown, and they've done it before. And they will do it again. The kings they are like a local government chairman can actually dethrone a king. That's how bad it is. Meaning we don't have anything that is still our own. What would have been interesting today in Nigeria is to merge what we have from Oyibo with our own. I don't see the need. I was having a discussion with my king, and I said, do we really need local government chairmen? Why don't we use our kings as our local government authorities, you understand? So they can work. Right now, they are sitting down there doing nothing. Some of them are hungry. Now it got to a point, they are even afraid now. One is in the hands of the authority. Probably did something. That will be something we find out. But in any case, we now know that the Yoruba own is free. The Igbo man is still in prison. Let us get that in clear. Let's be sincere. Mary, if we use your word, let's be sincere.
You understand?
You understand? Let's be sincere. The Yoruba man has been set free. The Igbo man is in prison.
It's a show of shame, sir.
Thank you. Who said that again? They are putting anyway, let's take a look at what the papers have so that we can definitely do a little bit more on that. Before then, I will always say let us take a quick break because I'm happy activist is back. Let's cool it off. Let's have a so when we come back, let's celebrate. It should be Easter Saturday. Now we're not celebrating. I think we should celebrate a little bit. In the midst of all this, it's difficult to celebrate, but I think we should still celebrate. Happy Easter, everyone. We're waiting, you never reach. But let's go on a break.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5. OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come and experience a nation's culture that resides in the heart and in the soul of its people.
It's a holy weekend right here on Srtv. It's the weekly bulletin. A lot is happening, but it still doesn't take away that today is a beautiful Saturday. We are waiting the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. How is the preparation going in Nigeria? Because I think there should be something lighter note on all this. But it's getting too heavy.
Very quiet today. The Man City closing because the public transport. The Man City closing was carrying a I was even scared that it would not hit me. He was carrying it like inside the public transport. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? So you can see them carrying chicken, goat. So it means that it's going to be sweet. It's going to be interesting. Yeah.
That's good. We celebrate. That's our culture. It's our culture to celebrate. It's our thing. But I'm going to bring these two people back, Princess and activists. I want to say something about Wike. Wike, is he becoming a nuisance? Because at first we saw issue where governors are now a new trend is happening in the eastern region. Let's take Abia State Governor, who has come up and said, "Hey, no more stupid payment to ex-governors.
No more life pension for them."
Yes, Wike is tormenting his own governor. In Edo, they are tormenting their deputy. In Delta, it's like we don't even have a governor because it's like Okowa is still in control. Where are we?
Yes, you see that this. I would like to digress a little. You see, you are talking about our kings.
Yes.
Not being given the right place in the corridors of power.
Yes.
Most of these kings also, they have also lowered the bar. They have reduced their quality. They have reduced their ego by becoming puppets and messengers to politicians. We've seen some of our kings running over politicians looking for contracts. You see them going with envelopes from one office to another office looking for contracts. Why will a king stoop so low to be going from office to office looking for contracts to do, begging politicians? We've seen some also dragging people's lands from there and perverting justice. Hence, they are stood they hold and the oath they once swore. The gods are even angry with them.
Yes.
And it's quite unfortunate that things fell apart in the center of the sea and water could no longer hold its force.
Amen. That's
Yes, it pains me to my bone marrow when I see our kings, because of staff office, they hold their mouth. If issues are happening, they won't speak. Now, a king has been carried to Abuja and waiting for our traditional rulers here in South to make a statement. They've not made a statement because they don't want their salary to be withdrawn. But like I will always say,
yes,
the rain that falls in the house of the cat falls also in the house of the dog.
Kevin, it's good you said this. So This will not happen to Oba of Benin. It will not happen to the Olo of Wari.
At all.
See, this whole thing, we need to wake up in that in that Robo nation.
It will happen to the Ono of Ife as well. The Ono of Ife, it will happen to the Ono of Ife as well.
You will dare not. Nobody, no authority will arrest the Oba of Benin. The only time you remember when the Oba of Benin walked, when they asked him to come and it was during Abu Sali, they asked him to come to court to be a witness. It was a disaster. Oba walked to the court and it was a trouble.
That's
You understand? That is, now look at the young Olu of Wari. You think that boy, you dare? So maybe we should ask ourselves that difficult question: why this could happen? Because we are talking of a whole nation, and unfortunately, he's a king. He's a king of Robo nation. And
our Robo kings, they lack synergy. I'll say this to my full chest. You see a small kingdom like Abraka having two kings to do what? Until date, they've not come together to say, okay, how do we develop the Ethiop? How do we annex Ethiop region with other kingdoms to set out the vast rivers they have in the Ethiop? None they will do. All they are after it was the South Office to collect Prado every 4 years, collect money, and they are fine with that. They keep the youth, they are docile, they don't speak on it. Our women are being raped in their farm, they don't speak on it. They don't make their own decrees, their own edict to guide their own kingdom. X-men are ravaging their communities, they are mute on it. But they are kings. What do? We must stand by them. If they are not coming.
After this, we need to put them down, Kevin. Because now, Oshekule, that's why we talk. We will fight for them. But when they come back home, the kings need to be, in fact, especially Robo kings, they need to sit up.
That's it.
Maybe we need only one king. What are we even doing with how many kings anyway? I don't understand this. Sorry.
That's it.
What are we doing with all these multiple? We have 24 kings. Now one has been taken away. You know, nobody's saying anything. It's like it's nothing. You understand? Yeah, it's like
some kingdoms they have 2, some kingdoms they have 3. Why? All for that.
You know what governor do? Okowa. He does Okowa will put them together like children in classroom. He said, Governor Semek will come. They will go and sit down like children in classroom. Governor will come and distribute 5 million for them. They are happy. They run home. They run home. And until the Robo people try to get their dignity back. I'm saying this clearly, and that's why I gave the example of what happened to Oba Benin. The Benin people refused. They didn't give in. They said, our Oba is there. We don't have a new Oba if our Oba is still alive. Until they managed to kill Oba Veron. That's when they formed Nigeria. That's a people that have a culture. That comes to the issue of Bobrisky today. Culture, our culture has been, we don't have anymore. But it's
Bobrisky will not dare. Bobrisky will not dare what he's doing now. He won't dare in Sokoto. He won't dare in Nasarawa State. He won't dare this he's doing now. He won't dare it in the north.
Yes.
He won't dare it.
Go there.
No, he doesn't go there.
No, you see, what I'm saying now is those people have a culture. And you may not agree with it. You may not agree with it, but they have a culture. Like I keep saying, in the UK here, Arab kids will wear their own clothes, their hijab. And they dare not say anything wrong. You dare not say something bad to them for wearing hijab.
Even the Jewish people, sir, we see them in Seven Sisters, wearing their cap and everything.
They dress alike.
They look like twin all over.
And they marry their cousins, so they look alike. You understand? And see, what I'm saying is, come, I know women don't like this. The Arab man still marry 4 wives today. It's their culture, it's their religion. But if I marry 4 today, when I go kill you,
they will drag you on social media. They'll drag you on the media.
What did this man do? What did he not do? What did I see? What did I not see? You're laughing from Edo. Edo, it does. This young man is laughing from Edo State. No, but it's about our own. We need to respect who we are as a people. We need to. And until we do that,
yes, I don't know if I can say something.
Yeah, we're trying to hear from you, but your sister.
Our culture, for me, I think a lot. Sir?
Yeah, we're with you. Let's go on.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. No, like I was saying, I've gone wrong, and it will take I don't know what kind of effort it take to bring correction to the system. Because if we are talking about we losing touch with our culture, the problem is not actually the church. Because a lot of time we look at it that the church brought a line of lifestyle that sabotage the natural. Even the Bible teaches in the book of Romans that nature, that nature itself has God in it. That you don't really actually need the Bible or the Quran to teach you about God. God has put himself in nature that when you look at nature carefully, you will find God in it. Meaning that you before the church ever came, people were praying. They have their own system, they have their own culture. They were praying, they were calling upon God. Before this gospel of Christ got anywhere, they found God themselves because God was found in nature. Now, I'm saying that to prove a point that when you see people taking the gospel to extreme, it's because of lack of knowledge. The Bible does not teach us to lose tradition or culture. The Bible actually teaches us to appreciate it and keep it. When you look at the Bible carefully, you discover that it's not against it, it's for it. Because man, we find God naturally from within. But the problem we find when we've been mentioning the name Bobrisky among our sins, the thing is that there are a lot of young girls and young boys today, or young guys today, who are good looking, beautiful, but no brains. They can put on with on or 500,000, but there's no brain under that. Respect to our lady. But it's nothing. Yes. It's 6-pack of ignorance, So because I can't imagine somebody will leave Nigeria and become something that you were not trained to be. It means that you never had an identity. You never know who you are. So
let's get something right. Edo, sorry to cut you in, but let's all know that Bobrisky did not even leave Nigeria before he came out to become this transgender thing, and we still have a lot of them.
He actually left Nigeria in his mind.
That has not even traveled before.
He said he left Nigeria in his mind.
The internet. We are exposed to the world from home, from our phone, from the and all of that. So a lot of times these people come in contact. You don't need to leave Nigeria to become like them because you watch their movie. I do see some girls that try to behave like the Koreans because they watch Korean movie a lot. They've not left their room, their rooms or their house, but yet they've been to the world because of what they watch on social media. That's what happened to Bobrisky. He did not just become it. It was not what he was seeing in his immediate environment. It's what he was seeing online. He was inspired. Something triggered that. So a lot of us do not really have that. I can't imagine myself, for instance, leaving the shores of Nigeria, and then all I want to do is just to expose myself by walking on the street with buzzers. I won't do that because I've known too much to lose my self-worth or my self-respect. The same thing, I think we need to start letting our young people know that life is more than, the social media. Life is more than the things they clamor for, what they are clamoring for.
I agree. I completely agree with two of you here because what we're going through today is a change. And we don't know where we're going. That's the fear. Now, we don't have an identity. And that's why I keep reminding people on this show that the first thing the slave master took from us was our identity. All right? And that culture, once it's taken away from you, you're nothing. Because now, in the world, it's black people that don't have a culture. We are the first to take the Yoruba culture. The Arab refused to take it. And they're respecting them for who they are. But we will embrace their own today. We will accept everything from them today. We will bastardize our own. Today, we are nothing. Our kids, like I said it, come to London. When my daughter want to go out to school, not be me, not go pass. Thank God say I not get daughter yet. You know, if they go past that door, go outside with that dress. You know, but you can't do it sometimes because the school uniform alone is flying. The school uniform naked them already. And princess, you've been here now. You've seen how young girls go to school. You see them the way they dress. No parents in his right mind will allow his daughter to go to school. Imagine that girl is going to sit down in the class with that kind of skirt. She's naked. And when the Arabs say no, cover them from head to toe, we said no, they are doing evil. But don't we have a culture? Is that how we used to do things? And Bobrisky is coming out today. We are celebrating, instead of celebrating Easter, it's the one we are celebrating today. He's the right guy to celebrate. He's a woman, huh? May God save us. I know this is what we're saying now. They could be, in fact, when you know what the West will do to you if you don't celebrate, if you don't accept this, you are nothing. You understand? They'll blacklist your nation. Good Lord Jonathan told them that if you do it in Nigeria, you go to 15 years imprisonment. I don't know why they're not even, the law is not applicable to Bobrisky. It's 15 years punishable if you glorify gay. It's 15 years. Do we have law?
We saw over the weekend. Was it early this week where Professor Uju Anya, she got married to her partner, also
Yes.
a lady. They were flaunting it everywhere. It was well attended. The event, it was well organized as well. So these are Igbo people, and they came out. They did it where one of them taking and funny enough, I don't know, not no hard feelings, but in a situation where the two women, one of them is still coming to play a man, dressing like a man, acting like a man. So what's the essence of actually
Saying now, what the hell?
marrying
Exactly.
a woman?
Exactly. If one of
That
you will
is
still
what I
pretend to
don't
be a
get.
man, and at the end of the day, if you see the gay marrying, one will pretend to be a woman. If you see a man marrying a man, one is the
Yes.
wife.
One will pretend
You
to
have
be
the
the
husband
wife.
and the wife. So because I don't understand though.
It's really,
When we
really
don't go
annoying.
to the deeper side of it, it's confusing.
Really
Well,
annoying.
to my age, we are not of this generation. Maybe you guys can explain to us when we grow older. You know, we will leave this world before you guys will celebrate it more. It's too difficult
Another
to.
no, another thing, I know it boils down to what my dear brother said. It's about we embracing our heritage, our culture, we embracing us as a people, in as much in as much as you want to be like them. Sometimes try their stuff. You should not throw away your own for them. So you should know also that you have an identity, right? And that is one thing I always applaud AIT for. Have you seen that their news is always this African thing, the native and all that, which is very beautiful when you see them. And so sometimes in those days, if we want to steal style, we say, okay, let's go and watch IT news. You see new style, you see new gele pattern and all that, the showcasing and all that. And
Listen, should
so
we
it's
do that here? Because I got to cut you in that. Should we not be going African? We are guilty too now. Eh?
sir, even the Friday on we're supposed to do. How many people are doing it? So
Okay. Now we
I can't
SRTV is guilty.
network at
Yes.
this point, sir. On Friday, I brought in that SRTV on Friday, which is something we've been doing over the years. Is
Why
strictly
is it only
native.
Friday? Why don't we show example by making sure we are native on our
No,
shows?
no, sir, because it's quite expensive and it's not something people can afford to wear every day. It's not like your regular clothes you can just pick and wear. And so native are quite expensive. You have to buy and make them, not what you just go bed down or pick anywhere or just go to boutique and just buy. It's something you have to first of all pay for material, and then you give a tailor to sew. And the drama with tailors as well. What I ordered versus what I got and all that. So it's a long process. And so that's what I said, that we can actually just be doing Fridays for now. Maybe as time goes on, we cannot spread it across other days. But for now, I think Friday is fair enough.
No, no. See, what I'm really trying to say is we find it difficult to practice some of the things we're preaching because I'm still having activists here. This is very important. When we're growing up, there were some medicine, some things your father would say, go and pluck it. Somebody is sick, they'll go to the backyard and bring some medicine and give to you. You'll be cured. You understand? All those ones are gone because you know what? It's barbaric. Even our marriage system, thank God you guys kept that one. If not, I said to my daughter, if you want to marry, you say, come with me. Come carry me, go church. In fact, now stick, I will say pursue them. You understand? You have to come the African thing. You see, it's still going to be part of everything we do. And now we want to throw them away. Marriage is gone. Medicine is gone. Small time, we're not going to eat African food again. No. Christians prefer to eat what they call these baked beans. Our
Pando,
Nigerian not be anything.
pando,
Now baked
pando,
beans.
pando,
You
pando
know,
yam.
baked beans. You know, so because they come and it's not healthy. It's not as healthy as what you have. It's not. The Oyibo will pay. Oyibo call it organic food. What we have at home is what we pay for. We call it organic here. The chemicals is what we are paying for. We are embracing as the best food today because of ignorance. And if you go to a shop here in the UK, they call organic food. Go and look at the organic food. They are the one grown without chemicals, no fertilizers. You know, only people that still do that, our parents. But that one is what? It's not good now. It's not the sweet. Sugar, now don't cause the trouble when we get today. Anyway, let's take a look at Guardian. I think they have a little bit in store for us. Let's hear from people in Abuja.
Okay. So move straight to the Guardian. The big story here says why illicit drugs business still booms in Nigeria. And that story is on page 2. By the top right, we have NSCDC female squad and combating wave of kidnapping school children. By the left, top left, we have Cherry Ozualo, resilience, determination dictate a woman's success. We also have aggrieved LP stakeholders applaud INEC for disclaiming last Wednesday's convention. That story is on page 3. Impeachment. Panel investigating Edo Deputy Governor to command sitting April 3rd. That story is also on page 3. Easter. Tinubu, Makinde, Ganduje, others call for selfless service to nation. That story is also on page 3. Okwama killing. Monarch flown to Abuja for questioning. That story is also on page 3. Tinubu said to break 40-year jinx on Mambila hydropower project. Also on page 3. We also have FG shift commencement of Port Harcourt Aba rail operations to April. That story is also on page 3. So these are all the stories we have morning.
Again, this whole story of culture gone. When they tell me that our kids they take drugs, illicit drugs, you know, I get confused. We never know what is this. Where do we have money to be buying that kind of drug, for God's sake? In this economy, we are on hard drugs.
You know, this when you talk about these drugs, it's not the people really handling these drug businesses are not poor people, because drugs are expensive.
Yeah.
They are not for those who are still struggling to eat. We can say those people on the street who buy them are actually those struggling, but those who handle these businesses are actually the high and mighty.
And they make a lot of money.
Yes, and it's actually, for those who know, they say it's actually very profitable. So for drugs to be shipped into this country, you need connection to do that. So just a layman on the street cannot bring drugs into this country. It still boils down to the rich people controlling things, and most times those who even bring these drugs don't take them.
Sure.
They
It's just
sell
that
it to.
if you meet, I know that it's not something that they try to always show themselves. They always hide it because they know that it's the wrong thing. You know, when you are doing something illegal, you won't come out to show yourself. Or if you tend to talk to these people, they let you know that most times you make a lot of money if you're selling drugs.
Yes.
If you're into
The drug thing is run by a cartel. You have
yes,
the police, you have the
so
NDLA
a lot
personnel,
of money when you involve yourself
you
in
have
this
the local
drug
community,
business.
it's a chain of people that are involved in it because you can't you have the dealer push it down to smaller suppliers. They have a chain, and those ones go directly to the people in the trenches and deliver to them at small quantity. And also, the drug fight is very strong for the poor, but very weak for the rich. If you see people that have been arrested for drug-related matters, I mean people from the trenches. We have politicians who are drug addicts, but who will arrest them?
Nobody.
Who bring them to justice? Those are issues for another day.
And about this drug is what Princess already was analyzing. On if you drive between the Ugali Port Harcourt axis, the amount of buckwheat there, and you see the security agents around the places, and we're saying that oh, it's the local people that are doing buckery. Where do the local people have the energy or the resources to do the buckery? It's not like what you say now. Where do we have ordinary people having the resources to push drugs? Like Kevin is not telling me that the police, they know what they're doing. They know where the drugs are. They know who is sharing it. Are they really imported into the country? That is a long story. But my again comes down to again our culture. Is this our culture? Where do we learn this new culture where people now eat drugs? Where drug is now the other people, where we now enjoy taking drugs. This is new.
Answer. Even in Delta State here, girls take drugs than boys.
Are you serious?
The ladies, they take drugs than boys. Presently.
Even in
Don't
Edo,
you-
even in
I've
Benin, it's
I've
becoming like
worked
that
with
too.
NDA on several interventions, advocacy on the evils of illicit drugs. We've seen a lot of girls are getting damaged consuming drugs. They've even left the normal one we know, maybe taking just a cannabis sativa.
Yes.
Now they take different mixtures.
Where do they find those? For me, it's like alien to me. It's something I saw in Europe. We call them junkies. You understand?
Yes.
And it's killing them. It's in trouble. It's ruined their economy. A woman, a young girl that is into drug, her own is finished. Where
They
did they
take
get
what
the
we call
money to get
Refnol.
that?
They take the one they call Refnol, the one they call Suinol,
Oh,
the one they call Tramadol. These are drugs that are given to people that have maybe that are undergoing major surgeries or people that are having dementia just to calm the nerves in the brain. I don't know who not told them. They are not taking those drugs in the large quantity. And some, when they take it, they get raped and they don't
of
even know
course.
where they are, the girls.
No. They even they're desperate in fact when we go to Russia in those days, when a girl is on drug, in order to get the drugs, cannot afford it, she sleep with everybody. All she wants is the drugs. You understand? That's what she's coming for. You just sleep with her and you give her drugs. It's a disturbing situation. And if we get to that level, we will not be able to handle that. I don't think we'll be able to handle that. You know how it is spread in Nigeria. It might go into our schools and we're in trouble.
Now we have
But,
secondary
but
school people
sorry,
taking drugs. In the east, there's one they call umpurumiri. It's like they call it ice. It's kind of small. That one a little volume can make someone go mentally deranged
And if
immediately.
it dries someone, that one dries someone so badly. They normally
Yes.
take that in the east.
the
So
truth is that even
it's
even
very
even
strong.
the secondary school peoples are not getting involved. In Delta State here, I saw a guy, and the mom was actually telling me that he's in SS2 or so, and that I think he was living with the aunt in Lagos. The thing happened, and they had to bring the boy back home. Unfortunately, somehow the boy has reconnected with the bad ones here as well, and so he's not looking for anything to sell from the mother's house.
Of course.
Whatever he can lay his hands on, just to sell, just to get these drugs and to feel calm. And he doesn't even feel calm. The mother was telling me because he was actually going mad. People were trying to tie him up. He was trying to climb the wall, the electric pole. It was just misbehavior, and people were trying to tie him up. And so I don't even see the fun part of drug as it is. Something that will make you go mad for a while is not something I think I want to try.
Oh,
We also a Razy coming out. How do you not a Razy? What's this guy's musician's name again?
solid star,
This musician
solid star.
Alisa,
Solid Star. Thank you. We all saw what happened with him. He came out recently to say he got involved with some really bad guys in Lagos that introduced him to drug, and he was really running mad. But thank God he's okay now. We also saw Jerry. Is it Jerry? What's this Nollywood star now? Jerry,
Williams.
the cute Jerry Williams. We saw his
Yeah.
case as well. And so I think these are the sensible ones. We saw Solid Star coming out to say it on air that drug is not something anybody should play with. He was actually running mad. And most time when he takes this drug, it's as if he's the king of the world. He doesn't know what he's just happy walking down the street barefooted, going just walking is as if he's okay. Apparently he's not okay to the world. And so drug is not something I think anybody should actually play with. We saw, if you go online on daily basis, you see young people not less than even no more than 20, and you can see that sometimes they go mad, misbehaving, falling into the gutters, running on the highway. And so I think drug is another thing entirely the federal government needs to look into. Now, it's not even about, the cartels alone, but it's about the youth. I'm more concerned about the youth, because these people are being destroyed. In those days, it's only the rich people that can actually afford,
Exactly.
drugs. But
Yes.
from what we can see, the common boy or girl on the street is now affording drugs. I don't know how they do that. I don't know where they
No,
get the money
due
from.
to due to
But
internet due to internet fraud, they now have the money to purchase these things because a small boy of 20 riding a Benz of 30 million, so he can even do drugs of 10 million naira drugs and it
Of
doesn't
course.
feel it.
Yes.
So the internet fraud has now also made them to have this cash.
And when they don't
And
have that kind of money anymore, they kidnap. If the
They
fact
yes,
is the money is not coming, they will go and kidnap people. It's okay to say that I'm getting the money from there. How can you always? Who are the mugu? All the time you get the mugu, mugu, mugu. Then if mugu not there, not people will go come be the victim. Will come be mugu.
exactly.
now, it's rituals. As far as I'm concerned, Oyibo people stopped following Mugo a long time ago. So I think it's ritual. They know how they get their money. It's not something I know, but they know how they get their own money.
Princess
But
always
I
believe
went
in
somewhere yesterday to a restaurant, and you could see that the restaurant, I was seeing that area where the restaurant is. You could see that you could barely see a car less than 10 million. And so I was telling my friend that how come every car I see here, every person passing this estate is, now he told me that no, this one a Yahoo zone. Now where them they stay. So everybody tend to stay away from this area. Of course, if you don't have that kind of money, you can't even go there and start building or doing anything. It's just for them. And so the cars you see there are 20, 30 million, 15 million. These are boys of 20 to 25, and it's very worrisome. I was just yesterday I started typing. I didn't even know what to type. I started snapping some of them. It's so worrisome when you see these young people and they don't care about anything. It's just about the cars and the lifestyle. They don't want to listen to you. They don't want to listen to anybody. It's just about that life they are living at that moment. And so I understand those kind of people also will do anything to get the drugs, just to feel high, like the word they use. They just want to feel high, forget about their stories and all that. And so I think the government needs to play a part. I know the Nigerian custom.
I don't know what to say. It's
So
scary.
yes, Nigerian customs are trying. Most time we see that they intercept trucks here and there of so many drugs, bad drugs here and there, but they still need to do more. And of course, these people too, these cartels bringing these drugs. Most time, the problem I have is that once they are arrested, before they will pay so much money and they will be free. That's the thing. And so it's not even issue of this youth now alone. These people as well that are bringing these drugs. Most time they pay so much money to free them. So the other day I was driving, I
They
saw
are highly connected. They have a backup
I
on the
saw
top.
police. Actually, they arrested one young. Go ahead.
I said they have people at the top in politics, in
Okay.
Well, it's a
Sorry,
disturbing
my
situation,
network.
and I really hope that the awareness on
security.
drugs,
When they are arrested, they call them and
yes, yeah, like
they
people
give
come like
they
that
give
thing.
order to say
Yeah, set them free.
it's a pathetic one. It's worrisome.
It is. It is. And this is well, I want us to try and close the show on a lighter note, on a more positive thing. Where I think there's a story in Vanguard there and Guardian, we're saying that telling us a woman that is the right way to succeed. What is she saying there? I like this story. You know, let's end with her. That resilience, determination dictates a woman's success. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That is
See,
right.
and these are the things we want to be talking about, not those who turning themselves into something they are not, and those who now enjoy drugs as their new meal. You know, sleeping with men every second, you just ruin your. The good thing is, what I will always say to them is, where will this lead you to? It's okay to celebrate yourself today, but where will this lead you to tomorrow? You know, Robo say, do you think of your evening? It's okay to celebrate now. This rubbish. You know, I don't have a long time to give this long story, but a guy was telling me a story of what happened in my place. You know, as a community, people were not going to school because they didn't have a lot of. They were able to tap rubber, go and sell and buy bicycle, marry new wives. You know, the teachers that taught us when we were growing up, they came from Magbo, from Ugeli side, because these people, they had that toffee, that sweet sugar, stop them from going to school. At the end, the community was in trouble. So if we don't address this now, imagine the kind of kids we're going to turn up tomorrow. Probably most of them will be out of school. They didn't have the right education. Now they had money at their early age. They misuse the money because the money they cannot maintain it. There's nothing that will last forever. So this kind of money, this quick money will come and go. They will come down and the crime will remain because we're going to say there are people who leave behind. We didn't leave this one behind. They left us behind. And that is the one we need to address them now. In fact, they should be in prison because tomorrow, if we don't arrest them today, they will come and kidnap us tomorrow.
That's it.
But the problem here in Delta State, sir, from my findings so far, the problem here is that there are some particular set of guys here into Yahoo, you know, internet fraud and all that, virtuals. And most time, before you know, they are back because they pay so much and then they just come back one way or the other. And so I think also, like we always say, the security system needs overhauling, like Bode Judge rightly said yesterday, that before you think of anything in this country, go to the security and structure it again. And then maybe we'll start from there. Let everybody know that we have freedom. We are free from any kind of terror. Then people will beginning to think well. And so I think yesterday also, the president did say, Tinubu did say, our religious leaders, they tend to mislead, you know, the people. Our religious leader, they say so much bad things about the country. They preach instead of preaching the gospel and all that. They tend to look down on Nigeria. They are the one actually spoiling Nigeria and all
That's
that.
that's shifting of blame. The politicians should lead by example. They should stop stealing our monies.
Thank
They
you.
should be accountable. When they are accountable, the church will preach accountability. You don't expect the church to preach something different for what
You know what I always say to the politicians? I didn't say stop stealing money. I said start to patronize Nigeria. Let the politicians start to patronize Nigeria. Let them start to drive Nigerian-made cars. Let them eat Nigerian-made food. Let them let them hope in Nigeria. So because
let our children school. Let our children school in Nigeria.
Thank you. Let them take hospital in Nigeria. You know how much you will save. The dollar will fly. In fact, Naira will fly. If we can take only that if you want to, if the Senate, the governors, the local government and the presidency choose to use Nigerian-made cars, what will happen is, if you see the amount of money that goes there, we're not saying we're not enemy to any Japanese car, but if you want to sell to us, put the plant in Nigeria. That way alone, Nigerians are not patriotic. Our leaders are not patriotic because we now know there is no hope. What does my little one going to cost? When the governor, when the president is using, look at the number of cars following him, all made in foreign. The governor comes to office, he's not going to buy new padro for all the, you know what this guy did? We can enter the office and he shared cars for all the traditional rulers. Imagine if those, you know how much those one cost us? as foreign exchange. Then talk about the number of children studying abroad. Only Nigerian is where you know that the man is not eating, the child is abroad. We are not imitating the governors. Have you seen any governor studying his child in Nigeria? Where for Sian? All those idiots you see there, they say they are patriotic Nigerians. And your child cannot study in the same school you are telling us to put our children. You cannot take the same treatment in the same place and you're telling us to be patriotic. What kind of patriotism are we talking about? So they should correct themselves. Is the presidency, the governors, the legislature, they are the problems we have. If you can use local made cars, study at home, keep yourself at home, Nigeria will be better. Go on, Edo.
I'm surprised that I'm surprised that one of the problems that I'm surprised that one of the problems that the president could talk about is the preaching of men of God. You know, it's alarming or it's surprising to know that that is a problem, because even God, when he wants to talk, he will talk about what the rich or the poor, what they are doing is their action he will talk about. In the same vein, when you expect, even when Jesus was on earth, or John the Baptist, he spoke against the leaders of the day, because you can't see a man that is supposed to be leading by example, living a wrong life, and you expect people to keep quiet because they are religious people. They are supposed to be preaching the Bible. If what they are teaching in the Bible does not affect the daily life, then it's a total waste of time. Now, they are talking to you, telling you that what you are doing is wrong. You are saying they should focus on the Bible. Which Bible are they preaching again, if not the lifestyle you are displaying to us? You know, it's very funny how some of our leaders think. What the problem, they look at flimsy things. They look at flimsy things and try to blow it, you know, from the point of sentiment to make Nigerians feel that they are talking, but they're actually not talking. Now, and that the Christians will always tell us, if these people can just, like you just said just now, if these people can actually take out time to say, okay, how do we patronize our own people? How do we do, you know, things that will bring back the profits, that will bring back, you know, the things back to our nations? If our leaders can start thinking from that angle, I think things will get better naturally. It will just take a new lift. So they should focus on things that truly matter and not flimsy things. You know, things that should not be discussed from you know,
sentiment point of view.
I'm really surprised.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very
He said
much.
it's this thing that they keep preaching that will make other countries keep looking down on us is the message religious leaders are passing across, you know, telling their members to keep saying that only the bad things in Nigeria were bad, we are this, we are that. And so he's actually urging them, especially this Easter period, to make sure that they preach good things, say good things about Nigeria instead of, you know, backlashing the government and of course Nigeria as a country. Anyway,
Princess, you know what I believe? The solution to our problem is embracing what is our own. No verse. Because Easter period now, the people when the amount of money Nigeria will spend to go to Israel in the name of pilgrimage. And when they go to Israel, they will not learn how Israel, you know, have you seen onions in Israel? It's as big as this, onions. They grow it. They are the best in agriculture in the whole world. My people will go there, they will not learn one thing about how to grow, how to do agric. How to farm, they will not do it. They will come and pray. They go to and use their head to hit the rock and come back home. Our money don't go. Now, look at yesterday, the governor of Kano State, in fact, they subsidize how much you take to Mecca. Is that the problem we have? Again, it boils down to our own. Now we don't have a religion. If I talk about our African religion, I go say I be Bubu man, I be this, I be that. I know I'm not going to talk. But shut up. But you see, it's little things like this Princess tell me now that we cannot afford African-made clothes, but we can afford Oyibo own to come on this show.
I didn't say so, so I didn't say totally we
At the
cannot
end of the
afford
day,
them.
if we choose now to if our duty to now look for African cloth every day, Mary go look for. I will begin to look for. Blessing will look for. At least when I go forgive me small say I there abroad, but I go still look for. Ah yes, I wear one. I know it's a show. Come on, we are. Is it? Now what you define? I define you. That's all.
But
Anyway, yeah.
many workplaces is normally on Fridays that they put on native.
Must
The
it
Monday,
be? Must it be normally? Must
It's
it
not
is
only
it for
on
them?
Fridays, Mary. Go and check
It's
all their
for
media houses. It's like 2-3 times a week. But
No, it should be
what we
every
do
day.
is
Identify with yourself, not every day. You know, even this English we are speaking, it's a colonization. We cannot change that.
so should we not speak?
Otherwise, Nigeria
What
should be
are we
speaking
going to be
pidgin English.
speaking here, sir?
Huh?
What are we going to be speaking here?
Pidgin English. Pidgin
Pidgin
English is our own now.
It's our own.
Pidgin is our own. When we speak pidgin, you don't even understand. They don't. It's our own. Everybody in Nigeria understands pidgin English. If you speak some big grammar now, some will not understand you. Yet we will not communicate to Nigerians in the right way. If I don't speak good English, they kill me. They say that man money. Huh? So little things. We will never respect our own.
Anyway, sir, Bode George, let's even close with Bode George once again. I'm coming to you, Kevin. There's one last question I need to ask you before we wrap up. But Bode George did advise, was saying in his opinion, even though we know that he's not a very good friend with our dear president, they are, two parallel lines.
He said he
did
was
say
going on
that.
Yes,
Yes, sir. He did say that sometimes when you see economy the way Nigeria is right now, if he were to be the one, he will focus on the security structure overhauling and of course the economy. Two things you bring analysts, two things you bring people. That when you begin to bring, he accused the government of actually bringing. Okay, if you say you are having a committee to restructure to look into our economy, and this committee also some of the people there are still the people who plunge us into this crisis with Anna. That was what the man said yesterday, that some of these people in this committee are still the people who brought us where we are now. So how come you are bringing the same people into this committee to look at the economy? And so we do hope sincerely that our dear president, even though we know that he's not pally or paddy with Bode George, is going to still listen to him. And Atili Kelvis, thank you. But before we go, let's look at the people that are not displaced in Delta State, because this last paper also talked about Tukoma community. A lot of people are displaced as well. A lot of people, we don't even know their whereabouts. What do you think can be done, or where do we go from here? And the community right now, we learned that up till now they can't go there. The fear of the unknown, the fear of soldiers as well. And so what do you think can be done at this point? Because these people actually need to come back home. They are vulnerable women and children, the aged as well, and the disabled
Yes,
as well.
thank you very much. I think at this point, they must allow for food and medical aid for those that are displaced in the Kwama community, because they need to eat, and by the pressure or the fear of being killed must have put some of them into health challenges issues. So the government must allow free medical aid and food for the people of the Kwama community. Then, if possible, build back the houses that were burned by the military, and let normalcy be restored in the community. Because, like I've said,
Kelvin, but activists, you know that as it stands right now, it's as if every finger is already pointing at Okoma for killing. They don't even want to take the other side. Hear from the other. Look into the other community as well. It's being all about Okoma, and all that. So it's as if the world sees Okoma as though they are guilty as it stands. So, who do you think we should channel this energy to know that there are people in the forest still? Some are even some would have been dead. Who do we channel this energy to know that these people needs to be rescued or taken care of?
we try to do that better than the governor of Delta State. Right Honorable Cherry for Borowori, he's the number one citizen of Delta State. He's the CSO of the state. He's the one in charge of the welfare of Deltans. And people of Okwama, they are Deltans. People of Okoloba, they are Deltans. And he has sworn on oath to defend them regardless of his political affiliation ethnic nationality, and religion. So it is the duty of the governor to ensure that these people they get relief materials
Agree.
and aid.
Agree.
Also to people in the Kolowa community as well, because some of them
Yes.
were displaced, even those in Bayelsa.
Yes. And I
Well,
will at this
thank
point
you.
say, Princess, that I'll be very happy, Princess, if you launch a fundraising for Koma community. All right? If you can do
I
that.
think the Urobo, I think the Blessed Ugere, the youth president, is already on that. I
Okay.
know that they are doing fundraising right now for the displaced persons and a lot of other persons here as well, sir. So I think that is being taken care of. Except you want us to do that maybe on Urobo TV to reach
Yeah.
out to
Okay, then
Urobo
you bring
people
that so
as
that we
well.
can give it more. We give it more exposure about the fundraising, because we cannot be telling other people to come and solve our problem if we are not part
That's true.
of the solution.
That's true.
So that is
That's
something I would just say. The little ones we can do. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you know you've done your own bit. That's what God said we should all do. All right.
that's it.
Thank you
That's
very
it.
much. Princess
Thank
will
you very
All right, thank you all for being on the show today. A time well spent, and it's a good time to call it a wrap this morning. Thank you so much, rather this afternoon. Thank you so much for being on the weekend bulletin today. We do hope that the monarch that has been flown into Abuja, there will be fair hearing, and of course, not just key. They are the people. Please, they should investigate thoroughly, like the Vanguard said. They are not linking it to oil, bunkering, and all that. So they should know that there is more than meet the eyes, and this should be looked into thoroughly before giving that judgment. And of course,
much.
also I wrap the show today, not the usual way. I saw in news as well, a lady that got married to a physically challenged man. She's being mocked for that. I don't know which of the papers, but I really want to end the show by saying that Nigerians. We saw yesterday also on the news where EFCC, is it EFCC, sorry, KFCC rather, has been shot in Lagos airport because somebody came in with wheelchair and they say wheelchairs are not allowed here, you can't eat here. And so this shows. The other day I said also that in Nigeria we face the kind of hatred, discrimination in Nigeria sometimes is even worse than those abroad. That was what I said on the show the other day. You will see that somebody went to eat and you say you cannot eat here, wishes are not allowed. Should the person fly or should it creep? I don't understand. And so it's the same thing now, mocking this woman for marrying the love of her life, and you're making her feel bad that why would you marry such a person? They are humans as well. We have the likes of Aki and Popo, that is Chinedu and Osita, that are doing exploit. They are rich people, they are doing well. So I don't know why somebody, you leave all the problems you have in life, in the country around you, and you focus that energy on one person in her family that is disabled. You make them feel bad about life. In a Western world, things like this could just make somebody go and kill themselves, hang themselves, or die. That somebody talked to me in a bad way. And so I think we should learn how to treat people, how to respect people, how to talk to people, regardless of their condition, who they are, their color, or whatever. This is how we end the show today. Nigerians,
Thank
please, let's not start, this criticism in the country. Sometimes you go abroad, you think that is the worst. Okay, you're faced with discrimination and all that, but it's even worse here. Look at somebody that is handicapped. Now people are making you feel bad in your own country. Please, we should be comfortable with ourselves and the people around. If you don't want to talk to them, fine, but please don't look down on these people. They are human as well. And do well to subscribe to our social media handles. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. Subscribe to our page and hit on the notification bell. Drop a comment, leave us with your comment. Of course, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being with us from Monday. It has been an amazing week, and happy celebration to all Christians as we await the Christ resurrection. I know that we're still abstaining, and a lot of people are actually on a low key. Of course, not all one bed Saturday, barriers, because the church preaches that this period no marriages should be celebrated until after Easter. And so we do wish you a very peaceful celebration. And like the security agency said, please be vigilant as well of your areas. Anywhere you are, be vigilant as well. We see you again on Monday. And thanks to every crew member. Thank you, activist Kelvin, for being on the show today.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you tired of endless search for the perfect property? Look no further. Let Srtv Real Estate be your trusted partner in the journey to finding your dream home.
We can offer you a dream home in a serene environment and beautiful ambience, surrounded with modern nature. That's definitely what you crave for. Well, you asked for it, and here we have it. Why not live the best of your dreams by making do with time, space, and value? The smartest form of real estate investment is that which is done at the initial public offer.
Join the long list of satisfied clients who have chosen Srtv Real Estate for all their property needs. We pride ourselves in turning your dreams into homes.
Act today. Secure your slice of a palace, even on a flexible payment plan, and embark on a journey towards a brighter tomorrow. Your dream is valid, living in a place of fabulous wealth and great opportunities. Don't compromise the standards of living. Explore the world of vast opportunities by investing in Srtv Real Estate today. Superb location, habitable, accessible, attractive, and a secret to every smart investor. For your real estate, Srtv is trusted and reliable.